Come on in for a very special video. Today we're going to be talking about the potential best Real Madrid lineup for this upcoming season, the 2021 to 2022 season. Not just the best lineup, but we're going to be making that B team and potentially different modifications to the starting lineup that Ancelotti could make. Let's go ahead and get started. What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue. Always a great pleasure having you guys back in the account. As a reminder, we already uploaded the analysis to the squad, the overall squad for this new upcoming season. So I highly suggest that you go watch that video, hit the like button on that one, and afterwards come back to this one, hit the like button, because that is the best way that El Merengue will get its name back out there, and the best way that we're going to get all the old subscribers to find the new account once again. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into our starting lineup, and let's start off with the goalie. So here you got, I added all the Castilla players. A few of you guys reminded me that Antonio Blanco was missing, and I went ahead and added Marvin Arribas, which, before kind of getting started with this, I kind of want to start doing some type of reactions to the highlights of the Castilla games. Obviously, I'm not going to be watching the full game, but just the highlights. I watched the ones for this past weekend, and honestly, they scored some impressive goals. So that may be something that I kind of add onto the account. So let me know down in the comments if that's something that you'd want to watch. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We already know who's going in goal. Courtois, without a doubt. So here we go. I'm adding them on there, as you can see. And all right, so obviously we have Lunin that's going to go for that second team. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag him out there too. He's going to be the starter for the B team. I don't know why he's coming up all blurry. It's very weird. Okay, whatever. Let's keep moving on. Okay, right back position. I think it's going to have to be Dani Carvajal. Like we said, as long as he stays fit and as long as he stays away from injuries, he is a phenomenal right back, and he should have no problem keeping that right back position. Lucas Vázquez is always a perfect sub for Dani Carvajal if he gets injured. However, if Carvajal is fit, I don't see Lucas Vázquez getting that much playing time personally. So I'm going to go ahead and throw him in right. Why is he coming out like this? Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can fix this. If we add a new one. Okay, for some reason the field is appearing above the players, which is why they're appearing a little bit translucent on here. So just kind of bear in mind, the starting lineup is still good. Let's keep moving on. The two center backs, and this one is a bit of a tough one because part of me really can't stand the fact of leaving Nacho outside of the starting lineup, but I think by the end of the season, the best thing that could happen for Madrid is for Militao to be starting. And then Alaba has got to be a starter. This is why we brought him in right away, impact player. So Alaba's got to be on that left center back, once again, to use that left foot. Militao I would like to be seeing as the starting center back. If for some reason we're approaching the end of the season and Militao isn't our starter, that means that something's gone pretty wrong with him, and he is struggling with the season. He's probably had a few mistakes, and it's not going to be good. So unfortunately, Nacho is not going to be able to make it into the starting lineup, in my opinion. However, this doesn't mean that he's not going to get a lot of playing time. These are three center backs that are going to be rotated a lot. Injuries, unfortunately, are going to come at some point, and Nacho will come in. Vallejo, like I said, let's hope he doesn't touch the field too much. Let's move on to that left back position, and I don't care. I hope Marcelo doesn't ever start for us in like, you know, as the season continues. So Mendy has got to be our starter. If Mendy is not the starter right away because he's still coming back from injury, then I really hope that it is Miguel. So I'm gonna go back to this to the B team and throw Nacho on there. And I know they're translucent, guys. Bear with me. Vallejo's gonna have to be the other left back, or center back. And then Miguel. I literally refuse to put. Oh look, Miguel's actually up there. I refuse to have Marcelo as a left back anywhere. However, odds are Marcelo will probably be the starter over Miguel. It's whatever. Okay, let's jump onto the midfield. For this formation, I'm going to go with a 4-3-3 lineup, but then I'm going to switch it up to a 4-4-2 with variations in the four midfielders. So, without a doubt, if we're going to have our best three midfielders right now are Toni Kroos, Casemiro as a center defensive mid, and Luka Modric in that left mid position. Luka Modric providing all the creativity, Cruz more of that control, the long passes, the rhythm of the midfield, and then Casemiro with the hard tackles and the goals. So that is the three midfielders that I think would be starting if we were running a 4-3-3 and we have everyone back, everyone in top level. Odds are this a lot of times doesn't happen throughout the season, especially with these three midfielders that are, getting older, more prone to injuries. Right now we don't have Toni Kroos or Luka Modric, so let's just pray they come back healthy. And then up top, this is a bit of a dilemma because, the easy answer is to say, okay, Hazard's going to start at left wing. But no, my option, and I've been saying it, Vinicius has been playing better than Hazard. We need to demand better things from Hazard. And the only way that Hazard's going to realize that he needs to be playing better is if he gets benched. So, in my opinion, Vinicius Jr. has earned himself that left wing position. Obviously, Benzema goes up top without a doubt there. So there goes Benzema. And then in the right wing position, it's interesting because we're coming off a weekend that Gareth Bale just scored a hat-trick with Wales. So, I mean, fuck it. Let's just throw him as the starting right wing. He's clearly having a good start of the season. If you haven't watched the other video, I talk about how Gareth Bale is normally the type of player that will start off seasons pretty strong, but then lose his rhythm pretty early. So that can easily be substituted for someone like Rodrigo, so a super sub or someone that can take his position. So anyways, that right there is so let me kind of zoom it in for you guys. This right there is what I think one of our better starting lineups if we run the 4-3-3. Now obviously Eden Hazard can be a quick impact sub or could be over Vinicius Jr. There's no reason why Hazard shouldn't find his form and end up with the starting position, right? So that's interchangeable. Just like if we take out Bale and we put in Rodrigo, that is another potential variation. Or have the two Brazilians, Vinicius Jr. on the left and Rodrigo on the right wing. So that is the variations that we can kind of do with this. Let me kind of keep some order here with the 4-3-3 formation. However, if I were the coach, I would not want to run a 4-3-3, at least not in every game, right? And I would go to that 4-4-1, but with a diamond formation, the 4-1-2-1-2. So in that scenario, let me kind of put the attackers back up, except Benzema. Benzema's always going to be starting, of course. So let's go to that 4-4-2 variation, in which I would have Luka Modric as a center attacking mid, throw Toni Kroos on the left mid position, and then have Federico Valverde as the right center mid. Okay, so that way Federico Valverde can use that pace and just run that right side of the midfield and the right side of the pitch. We've seen him with this pace just take on space. So I want to have him on the right side. On the left side, I think he'd be kind of uncomfortable. Toni Kroos can play on either side because he's a different type of player. Okay, so Benzema up top as a striker, but then he would have to be commanded with someone else. Now, Vinicius Jr. can easily slot in as that left striker position. In fact, and that's exactly what we did against Liverpool last season when Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema were the two strikers. Vinicius can play as a striker up there. So that is one variation. What is there to say that Bale can't be the other striker, playing alongside Benzema? That way we got another striker that is good in the air, good for if we want to put in crosses, because with this formation, this is the formation that we want to use whenever the games are really tight, the other team is just packing the box. We want to put in a second striker in there, open up the field with the wingers, with the wing backs, Carvajal and Mendy, and then put in crosses for Benzema and Bale that they can score in. And once again, this is 4-1 games get really stuck, and the 4-3-3 didn't work out for us. Now, we sub out Bale, and we can easily put in Luka Jovic. Luka Jovic can come up here and hopefully maybe score himself a header, do something for us. That is another variation. Now, I'm going to go back to, what my preferred one would be, which is to have Vinicius Jr. up here. And Luka Modric could be subbed out. It's the end of the game. Luka Modric needs to be subbed out. And this is a good spot for Hazard to come in at the center attacking mid. Now, tell me you look at this team. Look at this team right here, right? And tell me it's not a pretty feared team. Okay, let me do this. Let's say Hazard finds top form in this season, somehow finds good form. He becomes a starter for us, right? So you have Hazard and Benzema up top. You have Luka Modric as your center attacking mid, with Valverde running the midfield, Toni Kroos keeping the pace of the midfield, and Casemiro at their winning tackles left and right for you. Mendy, a monster on the left wing, and Carvajal doing what he does best on the right wing. You cannot tell me that this is not a very good starting lineup. I would love to see this. And now, who has been neglected? Look, Marco Asensio. Marco Asensio is another impact player that can come in for, once again, Luka Modric and play that center attacking mid. Say Hazard is injured, Modric is injured, Asensio can fit in perfectly. Obviously, if I were the coach, Asensio wouldn't be getting that much playing time this season. But that is not the case. Ancelotti, I think, will play a little more with Asensio. So, anyways, let's kind of revert back to that 4-3-3, which is going to be, you know, the main lineup that we run this season. Let's just say right now, let's leave Hazard as a starter. Hazard in best form is going to be the starter for us. Let's throw Bale out here, and let's kind of jump on to that sub team, which well, now that I think about it, hold on, we're going to take a quick pause here. Okay, guys, we're back. Sorry, I wanted to take out everyone from this field so I could use it again, since the other one seems to not be working too well. So with that being said, say that this is a Copa del Rey game. We're going to go out there with our B team. How strong is our B team? Okay, so we're going to have Lunin in goal. I'm going to throw Miguel as the left back, because once again, I don't want to see Marcelo play. Vallejo, the other center back, kind of like the team that we already had, the defense we already had. Nacho at center back, and Lucas Vazquez at right back. So now we go to the midfield. So I'm going to throw Camavinga. So remember, that video is coming up soon where I'm going to be reacting to Camavinga's highlights and kind of analyzing his gameplay. Camavinga is another player that I didn't really talk about in the starting lineup. Camavinga can easily come in for Toni Kroos, Casemiro to give him a break. So I'm going to throw him as a holding midfielder. Assuming that once again we have that 4-3-3 in the other team, Valverde can easily come in at that right mid position, and we can throw a player like Ceballos. Or even we can put in Asensio in here, right? I think I would actually want to put Asensio, Ceballos, and Isco, two other players that can come in for that B team. So far, that midfield doesn't look too bad to me. If we have Ceballos who's playing well, Isco who's playing well, I mean, Asensio can do stuff. We know Valverde is always going to be good. Camavinga, I hope he does good, right? I'm betting on him. Okay, and then we're going to go up top. We're going to say Vinicius Jr. kind of stays as a sub, or it can be Hazard, right? Vinicius, we don't know who's going to be in the B team, but either way, the left wing is pretty nicely covered. And, okay, we're going to put Jovic as a striker and Rodrigo as the right wing. If you ask me, this is also a pretty solid team. We have Antonio Blanco, who can easily come here and replace Camavinga. We have Marvin, who could play in the right wing. We have Rivas, who could also play in the right wing positions for Rodrigo. So lots of different options. Who are we missing now? Marcelo. Marcelo is obviously a player that can come in for Miguel. Whatever, I'm not going to put him there right now. Toni Kroos, we already talked about Modric. Dani Ceballos. So we can take out Asensio and put in Dani Ceballos. Isco as well. Mariano's never going to play. So, I mean, what do you guys tell? Okay, so now that we've completed now the B team right here. So you have the full lineup on the full B team lineup on the screen right now. I want you to take a good look at it and let me know down in the comments what you think of that first team, what you think of that second team, different formations that you would run. Maybe some of you guys would want to run a 3 in the back formation with outside wing backs. That could be another potential. I personally don't think I would do that because of the lack of center backs that we have for this season, but it is an option for specific games. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what you think of the lineups and everything. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure if you haven't, that you smash the like button and subscribe as well. And for now, Real Madrid.
Messing with my head again. You had your head set on me, but these feels they